Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a wee bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone is booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, purchases off the wish list, and to be the CorieSims. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Hello, Mia. How are you? How are you, my darling dear? Hey, something may seem, I don't know who's in here. It could be for you, Mia. I don't know. But somebody needs to know. Something may seem like imbalanced. Okay, but something is going to happen like boom, like real quick, and it's just going to balance everything out, all right? And it's like, you know, so whatever, and that feels like things on the like in the physical reality, right? So if you feel like that's for you, right, just focus on balancing internally, okay, whatever that is, okay? But yeah, I would definitely but just know, okay, that things are going to quickly balance back out for you, right? Sometimes, you know, things get a little, you know, they're kind of just giving me like this wave, right? Like this type of energy, or I don't know, something like that. But something seems to have gotten out of balance, but it's just due to, you know, probably some, you know, shadow work coming up or something like that. But if you're working through it, things are going to balance out very quickly, okay? Like all of the sudden, okay? Yeah, definitely. Mia, I feel that for sure. I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Hey, Jonathan, how are ya? In high school, we had an exchange student from the Netherlands, and she was cool. We went trick-or-treating together, and we had a great time. She was very nice. I don't remember her name, though. She wasn't here very long. Oh, I love that. I'm great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, just hanging out. You know, we've got some zodiacs that will be posted, a Patreon that's working on being posted, you know, all this stuff. But anyways, if nobody's really wanting personals as of right now, we can just kind of like pull some cards, get some random messages, see what comes out here, see what we need to know, okay? Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. All right, let's see. Let's get some messages. We'll just dive right in, shall we? Ooh, Serendipity. Have you ever seen that movie, Serendipity? That's a great movie. It's a love story, okay, but basically the movie goes that you know, two people meet, okay, and basically you know, it's right person, wrong time type of energy, right? They meet, they're both purchasing Christmas gifts for their, you know, their boyfriend or their girlfriend or whatever, but they have this like weird chemistry, like this great connection, you know what I'm saying? And so you know, and the girl is like, well, you know, serendipity, like, you know, it'll bring us back together. If we're meant to be back together, the universe will bring us back together, right? And so they did these things where like she wrote on the inside of a book. They didn't give each other their phone numbers, right? But like she wrote on the inside of a book her phone number, and then he wrote it on like a $5 bill, right? And then of course later on in the movie they go through these relationships, and one of them's about to get married, and then all of a sudden, right, he finds the book, she finds the $5 bill, and they end up getting together. It's like that type of energy. Hey Flo! That doesn't have to be what's going on here, but that's serendipity, right? For whatever reason that movie came up. I love that movie. I love that movie. It's such a good movie. But so something may be coming back around, right? It's may have been wrong time, but definitely the right thing, right person, right place, something like that, where it's showing back up here. Okay, I do feel like that for sure. Yeah, this doesn't have to be about an ex at all. No, but it is, whatever this is, it is going to make you feel at home. Okay, it does feel like home. It does feel safe. It does feel like a piece of you here. Okay. But it's like, I feel like it's right in the nick of time, right? Like they're reminding me of like when, he spent years going into old bookstores and looking for that book, and you know what I mean, and I'm sure she spent years looking at $5 bills, right, to look for that phone number. But it's like they showed up right in the nick of time. So something is going to show up right in the nick of time, and that could be associated too with this like energy that I was picking up on earlier of the something may seem imbalanced, but it is going to very quickly balance itself back out. Like, right, it's going to feel like to you in the nick of time, divine timing, right? God is never late. God is always on time, right? God, source, the divine, the universe, whatever you want to call it, okay? Some of you are going to be traveling soon. I actually picked up on that energy while I was like pre-shuffling for the Patreon reading, but I forgot to say it. So there's something about maybe flying on a plane soon. Okay. It may be unexpected. If it's not, if there's a planned trip, that trip is going to go well. If it's an unexpected trip, that trip is also going to go well, but it's going to be exciting because it's unexpected. You weren't expecting it. Okay. Yeah. We have the change in the wind and the fork in the road with the thinker at the bottom of the deck. Whatever this is, it feels like it's allowing you to pull out of your head here. Okay? Okay, Mia, what's your question? We'll pause this little collective and we'll see what Mia's question is, and we'll get back into it. Because I do want to find out what's this change in the wind and the fork in the road. This change in the wind is almost, I feel like you can feel this coming. You know what I mean? It's almost like you can feel... And there's also this opportunity, it feels like, an opportunity for you to, kind of stay where you're at or go with this, right? Either answer is correct, you know what I mean? Either way, it's right. But some of you, there's an energy where you may be moving back home. If you had moved away from home, it doesn't mean like moving back in with your parents, but you may be moving back home to like where you're from, okay? Unexpectedly, okay? And Grant, seems like there's never a spoon. I gotcha. Alright, Mia. Well, let's see what Mia needs to know. What does Mia need to know? Great, you're so silly. Alright, for Mia, please. What does Mia need to know? Okay, confirmation, Mia. This is something that I think I definitely feel this is a confirmation, because I was going to say, what I wanted to say was confirmation there is somebody who is in kind of competition with you, okay? This is somebody who, I don't feel like you're too focused on this person, actually, at all. I feel like you're showing up in this Knight of Pentacles energy, Mia, where it's like, things may not be moving very quickly, but you are making progress in life, right? You are, you're not where you were a year ago, 5 years ago, 6 months ago. You're not. And you're making steady progress. But there is, this energy where I do feel like there is someone who maybe with this Seven of Swords came out, I felt like there was somebody who was like trying to take your ideas, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But it feels like this is somebody who, they feel like they're in competition with you, but really they want to be like just like you. Okay? So just, kind of be mindful of this energy. Be aware of like what you tell this person here, okay? But, also it's not necessary to really like kind of gatekeep, right? If it's something that you're creating, right, don't tell anyone. But Mia, if it's just something that you just, in your everyday life, right? This is just somebody I feel like, again, from their subconscious wounding, they feel as though they're in competition with you, but ultimately this person just looks up to you. That's it. Okay? I do feel like there are options that are coming towards you, Mia, okay? In what? In what? That's what I want to know. Okay. We got a King of Wands here. Okay. Hold up. It may not be options. It may be more like there's just like blessings coming towards you. Okay? Here. There's also an energy too, Mia. Man, we're pulling on all kinds of stuff, aren't we? There's a King of Wands energy that was confused, okay? Confused about your energy. But again, it's because they were like perceiving from their own Eight of Swords, Four of Pentacles energy here. Right? This is somebody perceiving you from their own wounds. So they were confused about you. You know what I mean? I feel like whoever this, it almost feels like, Mia, you were just yourself. You were kind. You were nurturing with this energy. And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. And they took this as like some sort of red flag because of their past. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So very quickly they were like, whoa! Whoa! You know what I mean? Very quickly they were like, yeah, no, boundaries, okay? I don't, you know what I mean? But it's because they haven't healed something. Okay? In your database. All right, Francisco, what's your question? You're welcome, Mia. You're welcome, my dear. Thank you. Hey, Anya. All right. When will Doug reach out to Francisca? When will Doug reach out? When? Can we get a time frame? Okay, we got the Sun with the Three of Wands. So I would say, the Three of Wands is kind of like distant horizons a little bit. It's giving kind of maybe like, 3 weeks, 3 months, something like that here. It definitely, with the Sun coming out, feels like maybe Leo season, okay? Which is actually in 3 months. So that makes a lot of sense. Maybe, 2 months. But, so like that time frame, I'm getting like summer energy, which it feels like summer today. And I'm loving it. So I wouldn't put too much focus on this, especially with the Six of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles coming out the bottom of the deck. I would just, focus on your own life, okay? And not to say that you're not, you know what I mean? But that is coming out. It was just, don't put too much thought into this. Don't put, just kind of let this go. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we got. We do love the dad jokes. Okay, we'll get back to the collective here. I want to know what this change in the wind with the fork in the road is. Because and this is kind of an energy that I've really been picking up on of, a lot of times we hear the phrase of you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? And in some certain situations, that's very well the case. But I feel like whatever this is, there's something where this fork in the road kind of feels like it's like a perception. Right? The actual fork is just an illusion, right? And there's this energy where I feel as though there's a situation where you didn't think that you could have your cake and you could eat it too. But because there's some sort of shift that's happening here, a change in the wind, a change in perception, seeing through some sort of veil, in this certain situation, two things can be true at once, right? You can have your cake and you can eat it too. You know what I'm saying? So there's something, and again, don't get me wrong, because there are lots of situations where that's not the case, okay? But there is something here where it feels like it is. And it's just in your mind that it's that those two things can't exist at once. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Some Jezebel energy could have tried to do some sort of love spell on your money or some sort of ritual on your money. Okay? This is being returned to sender. Yeah, look, I cut the deck at blocked. This is being blocked here. This would show up in like, if that's the case, right, it's like maybe you've been feeling really distracted lately or, unable to focus or, maybe lack of motivation or, things like that, okay? But I feel like this energy is definitely being returned simply because it's not, divine or anything like that, but also because you push through it. You know what I mean? I feel like for whoever this is for, you push through it. All right, tell me about this serendipity here for the collective. Oh, do you hear my stomach? Interesting. So we have false documents here. Rich guy, karmic masculine. Tell me more about why is this person here? Why is this energy here? They're receiving some sort of health concerns. Why? Why? Maybe because of the false documents. I don't know. Because they did some sort of evil eye on your manifestation. Okay? So there's somebody who's done some sort of evil eye on a manifestation here. Okay? I feel like they maybe lied about who they are, right? It's like they show up to the world as this, like, you know, real confident, rich guy type of energy. But deep down, they're this karmic masculine. They're definitely experiencing some sort of health concerns. Or this is somebody who lied, created some sort of false documents about maybe you having health concerns. And that's also possible. Either way, though, somebody's been sending some sort of evil eye to some sort of manifestation, like I said. This is going back, though. Yeah. This person has some sort of entity attached to them. This card is like everywhere. Like, there's so, look at all these cards in this deck. All of them. And this entity attachment is just like, I don't know. Pops up all the time, doesn't it? But it makes sense with the way the world is right now. Alright, tell me about this no place like home. Grant. I'm just saying, of all the cards, why the fuck does that one keep, excuse my language, why the heck does that one keep popping up? Alright. No place like home. We have this divinity. Yeah. Collective, you may make someone feel like you may, I don't know, you make somebody feel like home. Yeah. You make somebody feel like home, but I feel like there's some sort of like blockage there, right? They like overthink some things, or Something about like obsessive thoughts. Yeah, something is like someone's aging here. Because they're like really in their head. Yeah, look, I was drawn back over here, the thinker again. Okay. You might be reconnecting with somebody. All right. I don't think it's this other energy. Okay. Or mending a connection here. Okay. Because somebody is, there's something that somebody's like, yeah, some sort of obsessive thoughts have really aged someone. Okay. All right, tell me more. Mm-hmm. Hi, my name is what? My name is what? My name is Chicka Slim Shady. Yeah, okay. So we have imprisonment with thief. Okay, so somebody that could have been trying to take something from you, energy, something like that, right? Is they're kind of imprisoned, and that's what it feels like, right? Those that obsessive thinking here, right? This obsessive thinking could actually be like guilt. You know what I mean? For whatever. Okay, but we have soulmate with conflict, and then we have rising star with distant future. I can't help but feel like somebody's like obsessively thinking about like where you're going. You know what I mean? What's going on in your life? Like this is somebody who and they're really stressed out about it, right? This is somebody who's really stressed out. They lied about something, maybe about your health, right? And then maybe they did some sort of evil eye, or they were just like, had these like obsessive thoughts or something. But it's like there's something where it's like you're maybe letting this person go, or you already did that, and I don't know. It's like they can see, they're still watching, is what I just heard. They're still watching, and it's like they can see where you're going. This is somebody they're pretty stressed out about it. Okay? Like, it may be that what you do is very conflicting for this person, right? Maybe you have different beliefs or, things like that. And that could have been, part of a problem here. But that doesn't make it okay for like somebody to be doing some sort of evil eye, right? Or creating false documents or something like that. Maybe they thought that was okay. Maybe they thought that they were like trying to help or in some sort of ass backwards type of way. But like, yeah, somebody's very stressed out. It's aging them. Literally. Okay? All right. Change in the wind. Yeah, because they're under some sort of judgment here. Yeah, this could be somebody who's very religious. Doesn't have to be. I do feel like they wanted you to, like, abandon something. They wanted to bring in some sort of change. This is somebody who wanted to have some sort of, like, control here or something like that. Or, like, they didn't, you know, like... But this is someone who's very conflicted within themselves. They're under some sort of judgment. What's new? What's new? There's also an energy, too, where it's like there was someone who was coming towards you. It's almost like somebody, like a third party, sent somebody towards you, right? They didn't have access to you anymore, and so they sent somebody else, like, oh, well, I can get to their energy through you, type of thing, okay? The middle person is freaking out, okay? So is the third party, right? So is the outside person, but the person that was like got themselves involved in that, whether they recognize and realize or not. I mean, there was some evil eye here, so I do feel like this person was under some sort of like false impression here, okay? Yeah, somebody was under some sort of false impression, okay? Somebody was like, you need to help me because this person is, you know, mentally and emotionally unstable, or they're, you know, I'm concerned about their whatever, right? And this person's like, yeah, let's pray about it, right? Let's pray on it. Let's pray for him. Let's use this. Let's do that. Let's send some evil. I don't know. It doesn't have to be all like that, but it feels like that, right? And now somebody's recognizing and realizing they kind of got involved. They're imprisoned here in a very stressful situation. Yeah, there's that Jezebel energy again. This could even have to do with like a child. Say this is like a child's mother or father or something like that here, okay? They could be competing for your child's love or attention or wanting to be, you know, like the favorite parent or something like that. And it's like, okay, well, why don't we just like co-parent, right? And let the child love both parents, you know, like, you know, it's like, that's kind of weird. What's that song? My gosh. Oh, hey Bridget. Sorry. Let me just tell you about this. It's kind of inappropriate. But I'm think I'm gonna expose somebody. But there's a song. I don't really want to sing it. I don't feel like it. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, but on the second short, usually there's another word there, and it starts with a D. Somebody might be short, okay? That could be significant as well. Hey, Bridget, I'm doing great. How are you? But it's pretty close to deck for sure. Bridget, what's your question? Been busy? I hope it's the best kind of busy. I love to hear that you're doing well, my dear. Yeah, no, they're not fully equipped. Okay? They're not fully equipped. All right? We're talking about somebody with a short D. Okay, I'm done. But I haven't heard that song in so long. And for it to just pop in my head like that. I heard, don't want no short man. Okay. Alright. Anyways, it's okay. We're not making fun. Can't help it, but maybe that's why. Okay, there was some things happening, but maybe that's, anyways. All right, let's see what Bridget needs to know. Let's take a break from little Shorty. Okay, let's take a break from little Shorty, and let's see what Bridget needs to know. Sorry, that's funny to me. It may also be that, maybe this person is just short. You know what I mean? Maybe they're just not tall. All right, what does Bridget need to know? So there's a short man out here that may or may not have a short thing, okay? That is really stressed out. All right, but back to you, Bridget. Why this Seven of Swords keeps coming out? All right, what does Bridget need to know? What does Bridget need to know? Okay. Okay. Bridget, stick to the plan. Stay the course. Okay? Stay the course. Stick to the plan. Because I feel like there could be... Hold on. Let me keep going. If there's some sort of restrictions that's coming up involving the plan, or kind of... It's almost like maybe you're feeling... like there could be something coming up of like maybe feeling like you're at a roadblock, right? Or you're like, okay, well now what? Or like something like that. It feels like this is just it's a programming from the past that's coming up. Okay, so do not abort the mission. Okay, stick to the plan, but just know that if there is like it's almost like you run into like a wall, kinda. Okay, is what it kind of feels like. Just kind of like, oh well, shit, right? Like, but that wall is an illusion. All right, it is a restriction, something from the past. Okay, it's just showing up for you to have an opportunity to, move to calmer waters about that situation here. Okay, so it's definitely going to be important for you to, make sure that you stick to some sort of plan here. Okay. Also, too, there's something too about because we have with the Seven of Wands, right? This is you being like, yeah, I know what's real. I know what's, what's what, and I'm gonna defend, my decisions, my choices, where I'm going, right? I'm gonna protect it as well, because I know that the decision I made was made from a place of freedom, and that, that there will be something that comes of this, right? That there will be, this Ace of Pentacles, kind of this solid, solid, kind of beginning opportunity here. Okay, so something is definitely going to show up for you in the tangible, in reality, right? It feels like something you're manifesting, or just something you're working towards, or it feels kind of like a, it's not something you can just get, right? It feels like something that you've got to kind of work through or work for here. Okay, but yeah, this is what's kind of coming through here, Bridget, is, stick to the plan. You made the right decision. This wall that has come up is just an illusion. It's just a reflection of some sort of subconscious programming, and that, that you did make this decision from freedom, okay, from peace, from love, from, and that it will provide. Yeah, it just maybe is taking a little longer than you want or than you anticipate, okay? But yeah. You're so welcome, Bridget. I love you so much. All right. Let's get back to Shorty, okay? Don't want no short dick man. That's gonna be stuck in my head now. I am, Irene. I'm just kind of doing like collective, and as people send in donations, I take a little break and read for them, and then get back to this like collective message, and back and forth. Flow. You're hilarious. Oh, goodness. All right, so let's get back to this, shall we? All right. Yes, Monica, we do still have Cash App. Yep. Shake it once, that's fine. Shake it 2 times, that's okay. What does he say? Shake it 3 times. You're playing with yourself. Yeah, this is somebody to be shaking it, okay? All right, anyways. Oop, yeah. I bet it's this creepo that sends me these messages that's got a short dick. You know what I mean? For sure. Anyways. Alright. Moving forward. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, okay. Back to this energy here, right? So somebody's really stressing out. They're aging a lot, okay? That type of energy here. You, on the other hand, though, whoever you with we have achievement here, right? But we also have this Knight of Swords. You're very focused, okay? There's a high level focus energy here, okay? And there's somebody else that it's like you, and that could be partly too why somebody is feeling a little bit, you know, kind of left out here, because it's like I think you may have like picked up on something when it came to this situation, right? Especially if it's like, if like I said, there was like that third party that sent somebody in, and it's like this person being kind of like the middle person, right? They're feeling, you know, because that third party was just using them to get to you. And you're like, no, I'm too focused. I'm too focused. I can feel that other energy, right? You know, like that type of thing here. And yeah, so somebody's feeling, you know. There's the short dick man. So somebody, yeah, they're stressed out, they're aging, they're feeling left out here. Okay. Irene, let me know when you're back in here. We'll get your messages started. Oh, gosh. Yeah, absolutely. What you need to know, darling. And I am not arguing that statement, Anya. But this is somebody who feels some type of way. Okay? Alright. You can say some stuff about me, but you cannot say things about my friends. Bye. Sounds like it's about beef jerky. Now, I do have a question about beef jerky. Okay. Oh, no, not at all. I was just saying I agree with you that it can be the motion in the ocean. You know what I mean? But this is somebody who, yeah. Alright, Irene. Okay, you got it, lady. Let me see what Maui needs just real fast. What you need, buddy? Huh? Actually, I forgot. I can phone a friend because Dyla bribed me to let her stay home today. Because they were doing something that she did not want to do. So I said, sure. Stay home. You got straight A's. That's fine. Okay, Maui, here she comes. Okay. True. All right. So what does Irene need to know about her brother? Okay. What is some guidance that she can have about her brother, please? What's some guidance for Irene about her brother? Okay. 7 of Wands, right? Boundaries. You know, there's kind of a level of like defending yourself here. Okay. We have the 10 of Swords. Okay. Okay, first of all, I feel as though I kind of have this feeling it's like Irene, the boundaries are necessary because he's in this energy where I feel like in the past something happened that kind of tore him down, maybe quite a bit. Okay. And it kind of, I feel like, changed his like spark for life, or the way he felt about life. And although I do feel like there's an energy of maybe sometimes fighting this, I also do feel like there's an energy where misery loves company. There's also this space of, for some reason, I feel like he wants to have some sort of like, there's some sort of power dynamic here that I feel like he's trying to accomplish. But it's not a reflection of you or because of you, Irene. It's because in the past there was this, you know, he may have felt very much in control of his life, and it feels like he lost that control very quickly. And so it's like this energy of just trying to grab onto something that he can have control of again. And so, but he's, you know, and he's doing that through maybe other people, right? Maybe not just you, but maybe other people as well. And it's this, you know, so boundaries are going to be really important because he's going to have to work through this. You know what I mean? He's going to have to, you know, understand that what happened for him, right? And not to him. And because right now he feels like the victim. You know what I mean? You know, again, it's this space of, for whatever reason, it feels like, you know, at one point he felt like he had real control, right? Things were under control. He was doing probably pretty well, right? Especially with this King of Pentacles showing up here. And then it's like with the Five of Pentacles, just like, boom, suddenly just like life stripped from him. Okay. So, so yeah, so this is kind of what's going on, I think, with him, within him, okay? So I'm not sure if you're, like, really worried about, like Like he has, there's, you know, I kind of want to say there's no real like vendetta against you, right? It's like you're not necessarily a target per se, but you are in the shooting range, if that makes sense, while he's trying to navigate this, right? Trying to, you know, and it's like he's like trying to grip onto anything that will make him feel like he has some type of control again, some type of like, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is what's really going on with him. There's a level of disappointment in himself. You know what I mean? That he's like holding on to or like harboring or, you know, that type of energy here. You feel like a target sometimes? I could imagine, especially if like you're the only one there, right? Like I could see that. For sure. And like I said, he is trying to just gain some type of control, and sometimes people will use people around them to feel that way. So that may be, you know, again, it's not to say that it's like you, right? You, Irene, I want to control you, and that's it, right? Like, you know, it's not like that. It's you're here. I'm going to try to figure out how to control you because I have no control over my life. And so that masculine, with this Emperor kind of being right in the middle here, that masculine, you know, kind of ego type of, you know, not to say that feminine energy doesn't have the ego either, but, you know, that type of dynamic is very strong here. You know? But yeah, this is kind of what it feels like here. But I feel like it, you know, you just need to know that this is not a reflection of you, and I think you know that. And also too, it's you know, boundaries are going to be really important, but ultimately, I don't feel like he necessarily wants to hurt you, right? That's not really his intention. He just wants to feel in control of something. Yeah. Yeah. So, what if he gets like a pet that gives him some sort of feeling of responsibility, some sort of feeling of, you know, ownership, right? Some sort of, you know, he can train the pet, right? And then there's a little bit of control there. There's also this level of feeling a sense of purpose when it comes to raising a pet. Oh, he has one? Oh. Well, damn. I was thinking, like, that might be a good idea. He feels like your child. Well, it's not up to you to take that responsibility, okay? You need to know that. You need to know that. And I feel like you should, you know, give him opportunities to step up and be the, you know, the masculine that he really desires to be, right? Nope, I'm not going to take care of that for you today. You got it. You got it. Hey, you got it. That's what I'd say all the time. You got it. Yeah, I think you need to give him a little more responsibility. He doesn't want to be that type of masculine. Deep down he does, though. I'm telling you, deep down, I mean, I can feel it, like in his solar plexus. It's not that he necessarily, like, well, maybe it is he just wants control, but it's like there's something within him that he does not like where he's at. You know what I mean? He does not like where he's at, and there's almost probably this energy of like feeling like, well, I don't even know how to get out of it, you know? Oh. Ew. Yeah. Exactly. And that can change, right? Like, you know, as he heals, but he's got to want to do it, right? Like, he's got to recognize the toxicity, and he's got to want to do it, you know? He gets mad when you suggest a job. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I don't know. You may have to give him like some sort of like ultimatum, right? Like, okay, well, you know, I need you to start paying this bill, or I need you to start, you know, like that type of thing, you know. Maybe not lead to, you know, kicking someone out here, but like, listen, I'm not doing you any favors by enabling this behavior, you know, so I'll need you to start, you know, pulling your own weight around here. And if you can't do that, then I guess you'll have to go find somewhere else to stay. You know, give him 30 days. 30 days to come up with, you know, make it reasonable, right? Make it, you know, at first, you know, hey, we're going to start out with this, right? That type of energy. He cried about it. Yeah, you're welcome. We did not keep our collective pimp strong. Yeah, okay, well, you know, then you might have to start saying no, right? If he said, you know, if he can so confidently say no, Irene, so the fuck can you. Nope, I'm not sharing my dinner with you tonight. Nope, I'm not, you know, paying for this, or nope, I'm not, you know, that type of energy. Nope, I can't do it. You know? I'm serious. I'm so serious. If he can throw that word around and he is like pulling no weight, then you sure as hell can throw it around too. But you gotta stand on it, Irene. I know that you're kind. I know that you're compassionate. I even know that you're nice. And you're loving, and he's your brother, and you wouldn't want anything to happen to him. But you may be enabling him. And that's okay. I feel like we all do that shit sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta see. If he can just so, graciously use that word, so can you. Let me just make sure. I don't feel like he's dangerous. I didn't pick up on that energy, but let me make sure. It's scary. Is Irene's brother dangerous? Does she need to be fearful of her physical? Yeah, look, here you are. We got this Queen of Cups. Do I mother him or do I tell him to get the fuck out? Literally with the Two of Swords in the middle. Like, I don't know. Should I mother him or should I tell him to fucking leave? I still didn't get a direct answer on whether or not he's dangerous. Is he dangerous towards Irene? Does Irene need to worry about him being physically Six of Wands crossing? That's like yes and no. So here's also too something, okay, because now we have this Queen of Wands showing up with this Five of Cups in reverse and this Eight of Pentacles. If you show up in this Queen of Wands energy of like not taking no shit, right? I know who the fuck I am. I know what I've done for you, okay? And this is my house and these are my rules and this is how the fuck it's gonna go, right? Rather than, well, I really think that you need to, or like that type of energy, right? Like, you may get a different response. You may get a different response. Or sell him on eBay. Also that, like Grant said. Yeah, but showing up in this Queen of Wands energy rather than this Queen of Cups energy, this mothering energy, right? Show up as the sister and not the mother, right? I am your sister, not your mother, and I'm about to beat your ass. No, I'm just joking. But like, that type of energy here, I think would make a world of difference. Correct, Irene. Yeah. Yeah. And even like, even with the Eight of Pentacles here, right? Like that's can denote to even maybe like him getting his, finding a job or something like that, right? And you can just lay it down as like, listen, I don't care what you think about it, but here's where I'm at. This is my house. This is my money. These are my rules. Okay? And either you can accommodate me, right? Because I've been accommodating you for however long, right? Or you can go. You can figure it out on your own. You know? Like, listen, dude, bro, I fucking love you, but like, I love me more, and I can't keep doing this. So either you need to shape up or you're going to have to ship the fuck out, you know, that type of energy. And it sounds like you are. You're going to have to be, you know, you can't show up in that Queen of Wands or that Queen of Cups, you know. You got to show up in that Queen of Wands energy, maybe even Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah. Well, Callie, that's not on you. That's on him. Don't let him put that on you. And that sounds so insensitive, but I'm going to tell you right now that if he really wanted to do that, he wouldn't say it. He wouldn't say that. That's him putting a weight over you. That's him weighing on your guilt and your empathy. No, no, no. No, because I'm telling you now, I've dealt with plenty of people who have been like, talked about that and you know, said all these things. And it's like, if they really, really wanted to do that, they would not talk about it. They would go do it. You know what I mean? Good job, Dina. But yeah, that's not your responsibility. And here's the other thing, Callie, is say for instance, he does. Still not your problem. I mean, that sounds so insensitive, but it's like, that wasn't your fault. It was never your fault. The simple fact that that he feels that way is not your fault. And it's not your responsibility. At all. Their emotional well-being and all of that is their responsibility. And to put that weight on someone else is immature. It is manipulative. It is wrong in all kinds of ways. I don't feel like he really really means it though, because I just, you know, most of the time if people really mean that, they don't tell anyone because they don't want to be stopped. Do you know what I mean? But if somebody's saying it, they want to be stopped. They want to be coddled. They want to be, you know, that type of energy. And I just mean that like with people who say it often. You know what I mean? It's obviously not something to joke around about. And that there are real people out there that struggle with that. And I feel for them, very much so. But there are also some people that just use that to manipulate and just, you know. Yeah, Dina, I agree. You can't keep enabling it, for sure. I've dealt with lots of people in my life who have, you know, used that as like a form of manipulation of, you know, and then I'm like, oh no, right? In the past, I'd be like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, Yeah, nowadays, somebody comes at me like that, I'm like, all right, well, I don't plan on being a pallbearer, but no, I'm not that insensitive, but I give them the helpline phone number, the suicide number. That's what I give them. That's above my pay grade. I love that flow. Good job. Exactly, Callie. And I am not equipped, I can coach and counsel and intuit you through a lot of situations, but I do not want that. Nope. If that's how you really feel, that's not for me. I'm not the one to coach you through that. No, no, no. That song just came in my head again. Don't want no short man. Do you think if I took these messages to the police department that they'd do something about it? With a box of Krispy Kreme. I love you, Irene. File a report. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. I mean, yeah, it is, because it's been going on for like probably a year now. You know what I mean? It's really, people may look at it like it's harmless, but when somebody's like harassing you like that, and I can only imagine that, he's on the other side of the screen beating his fucking short dick, Excuse my language, but. Oh, hey, Carolyn. You came in. Yeah, because there's, he's talking about, get naked. Naked, naked, naked. Blah, blah, blah. Something about my private parts. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you think so, Grant, but it's really just old. It's getting old. You know what I mean? It's just really getting old. And it's like, you know, probably just like this person. They're getting old. Yeah. But it's gross. I'm about sick of it. Yeah. Do 3 hours and 35 minutes naked. Deal? What the? Please naked. Do it. What, smell my private parts? That's what. Like, they don't even make sense. Yeah. It's gross. It's okay, guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, I really should probably report it. Well, Janine, it's not a number. It's they send these messages through my business website, and I can't block it. Without paying a shit ton of money that I don't want to pay, nor do I have to pay. You know what I mean? Like, I've got too much other stuff that I'm paying for. To have to, you know what I mean? To have to, like, pay this extra money to fucking block this. Because basically what it is I would have to pay. So I can block IP addresses for, like, a whole area, right? But if I want to block one particular IP address, I have to pay extra money. So, you know, this person logs in from somewhere in, I feel like it's New York maybe or something. Or no, it's Massachusetts. That's where it is. Massachusetts. They log in from there, but I would have to block the whole state of Massachusetts. Exactly, Grant. They could just get a VPN and then it's, you know what I mean? I'm not sure what it is, Flo. Once I looked into it a long time ago when there was a feminine energy that kept sending me messages, but she ended up started sending them to my personal email, and then I was just able to spam those. But this person, and she was across the big. She was in, like, England or something like that. But, yeah. And who knows? Maybe it's the same person. But this is definitely a man. I feel like this is definitely a man. They show up as, yeah, but they can make fake emails. You know, his name on my website is Clara Murphy. And look, they're even blocked. But they're still able to send me these messages. See, there's a spot where it says unblock member. They're blocked, but they can still send me these messages. Very weird. And this is why I have been so nervous about having a freaking retreat. Because... Right. It is weird harassing me when I'm just like, take a look. You know what I mean? Oh, let me see what the email... Oh, Dina, I like the way you think. Hold up. Don't want no short dick man. Here. I'm gonna put the email right here. If anyone wants to send him a lovely email. There you have it. You guys are amazing. Yeah, I agree, Anya. I feel safe. I went through this phase where I was like really scared, and I was like even like I had even reached out to somebody else and was like, "Hey, do you want to host this retreat with me as another like healer and stuff?" But then there was like this weird power dynamic that I felt, and I was like, whoa, never mind. Yeah, because I was even like, well, if I have somebody else go with me, it'll be okay, and things like that. But I worked through some things, and I'm feeling much better about it for sure. You know, but yeah, I was real scared. I almost backed out. I almost didn't do it. I almost was like, yeah, I don't think we can do this, guys. Wrap it up, boys. Pack it up. But I'm not gonna fall into the fear. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go. Everyone's gonna have a beautiful time. We're gonna have breakthroughs. There's gonna be a lot of getting to know each other, and things like that. It's gonna be a good time. You guys are amazing. I love you so much. Yeah, party on, Grant. I mean, Garth. Oh, gosh. Anyways, guys. Well. So, yeah, it's 1 night and 2 days. So arrival would be like Saturday morning, and then departure would be like Sunday afternoon. I set the time at 2 o'clock, but that's like kind of tentative. It's like based on just the flow of the weekend. So it could be like a little bit later in the afternoon when we leave. But yeah. And I got the whole itinerary plan. So there's 2 levels to it, right? So like the base like is just it includes like staying at the castle, like a bed. Everyone gets their own bed, which is why there's a limited amount of like I want everyone to have their own bed. So the basic, I think it was called like, there's 2 packages. There's the Glow package and there's the Radiance package. So the Glow package has, the stay, right? Room and board. Also food is provided for 2 days as well, right? Like meals, not like any snacks or whatever that you may need. You bring those separate or whatever, but meals are provided, and then the group sessions, and then also too I'm gonna bring some like crafting stuff, but I have specific crafts that I want to do, specific like self-love things, or like intuitive crafts, right? Like connecting with the divine and like creating with the divine in that way. So I'm going to bring those, and so those are kind of included in like the Glow package. And then in the Radiance package, it's all of that stuff, plus there's you get your own like personal like deep tissue massage. I think we decided it was going to be maybe 40 to 45 minute massage, and then also by a professional, not by me. You don't want a massage from me, my hands are so weak. And then also to a personal session with me. So whether that be like intuitive coaching, and and I trust that the flow of it will work with the breakthrough, right? Everything will flow perfectly, and by the time you leave on Sunday, you will have achieved some sort of breakthrough when it comes to loving yourself. And that's my goal. So yeah, and meeting all the people that we see here, I think is also something that's super awesome. There's time scheduled out for that too, where we can all just like kind of sit down and, like Saturday night, I plan on doing like some type of like fire. I think that there's access to do that there, but having like a little bonfire or whatever. And so yeah. But yeah, my goal is I want it to be healing, relaxing, rejuvenating. I want you to leave feeling empowered and that type of energy. So I'm excited. I also made sure I was like, I need to make sure that I'm also on the massage list, I need to be on the massage list. Flo, I'm really hoping that we do this again too. I hope that we do this more than once. I hope that it goes really well and that we can make this, a thing, right? Maybe we could even do it every 6 months or depending on how it goes. Because where we're going and things like that, right? It's owned by one of our family members, right? So we're getting real good deals there. That's why the tickets are so affordable. And then, plus I had to include like extra, the supplies and then also like my charge, right? Like for, the whatever. But, I feel like for a retreat, a 2-day retreat, that's actually very affordable. So I almost wonder if I'm selling myself short a little bit, but I want it to be affordable, right? I want people to be able to go also because they do also have to figure out travel. So, yeah. I'm excited. It should be fun. It should be a good time. And I hope people can come. If they can't and this is a bust, I'll probably never plan it again. I'm just letting you know. Because it's just working through the safety piece of this was just a whole lot for me. For sure. Yeah, no, it's all good. The right people will be able to go to this one and then, if we've got, chance for another one, if we decide that that's, it'll all work out. It's all good. I'm not stressing too much about it. So there was some, yes, Flo, there was, yes. I have the ability to run just a short little background check. Okay, Grant, you got it. That is one of the questions on the questionnaire is, are you coming with someone? Do you need a room with someone? So I'll make a note. Grant is with Clara. No, Janine, I just saw what you said. Yes, I agree. I agree. It'll be okay. It will be okay. Oh, let's see if Clara will let us know. Clara, you're clearly watching. So, are you okay with bunking with Grant? No, I'm joking. You're not invited. You're not allowed to come. That's also a question on the questionnaire, Janine, because there are bunks, like literally bunks. So it's like one of the questions is, can you sleep in the top bunk? I want everyone to be as comfortable as possible. And just have the best time. That's where I'm at. No, nothing about the emails. You guys already sent emails? That's so awesome. Michael's got a game tonight. The other day we got lucky. You know how we thought he missed a game because he was sick? It got rained out. You guys already did? Man, I'd love to. Can you... Man, the nosy person in me really wants to know what you said. But I'll just trust that you handled that short dick man. She is the wife in a movie called RoboCop. See? It's not really Clara. It's a Clyde or something. Callie, I love that. That's perfect. Yeah. I agree. Oh, goodness, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to have to go get the Micah J. Go get the Micah J. My handsome little boy. Little princey boy. Exactly, Dina. We look like separate, but as a collective, we move together. When I move, you move. Just like that. Oh, goodness, you guys. All right, listen. I love you all. Very much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, there he is again. Just keep saying naked. Naked, naked, naked. Me. Alright, guys. I love you. Let me say it again. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Everyone, wish Michael luck on his game. Thank you all so much for reaching out to that harassing fool. Thanks for defending me, having my back. I love you guys. And, yeah, we'll see you guys later. That smelly turd. Exactly. We all smell you, you smelly turd.